I've been through a lot in my life, but one of the hardest things I ever done is getting into Gintama. Hi, I'm sick of manga reviews. Welcome to my channel. You might be wondering where this accent is from. I know it's really beautiful. It's African, and yes, Africa is a country. Psych! Anyway, as my first topic, I'll be covering Gintama, mostly because that's what I'm currently reading at chapter 60, and I'd like to lay it as the foundation of this channel if possible. Before I get into it, I have to say that there will be a lot of spoilers, and I'll try my best to keep them at a minimum, give my perspective on the overall manga, and yeah, it's going to be all over the place. Actually, I've tried reading it 7 times over the last 5 years, but I couldn't get into it until recently. The reason being the story is incredibly slow. Hear me out. I think Sorachi Deiki spent the first 45 chapters doing character and world building, which I appreciate more now. But the reason it's so hard to get into Gintama is because the first 50 chapters have little stories, or rather adventures, which, by the way, are comedic gems. He's a genius on that. He's a comedic genius. I think he should probably try stand up. Anyway, I think these stories help us familiarize with the time period and the characters. The story takes place in a time when Tokyo was still known as Edo, so about 200 years ago. If I had to guess, Japan was invaded by a technologically more advanced alien civilization known as Amanto. This invasion caused a great war between Amanto and the samurai. Obviously, the Amanto won, and they took over the government, made it illegal to be a samurai or possess any kind of weapon. In other words, they made Japan their bitch. The main character, Sakata Jintoki, an ex-samurai who participated in the war and now lives in a Japan where he is not needed or wanted, with no purpose whatsoever. His past before the war is not clear. In fact, the only reason we know about his involvement in the war is because of the appearance of Katsura, who was a comrade of Jintoki, now labeled as a terrorist for wanting his country back, and also because he bombed a few places. Minor details. Anyway, Jintoki spent his days completing odd jobs and barely paying his rent. A quick Google search to know he's the true definition of a loser. On the bright side, he still reads manga. You know, I'm 18, but whenever I think of myself 32 years from now, I always picture a wife, 3 or 4 kids, and manga. Most importantly, manga. Without manga, no kids, no wife. So I respect Jintoki for that. Working for him, there's a very naive young man who goes by the name Shinpachi, who to our surprise is also the fanatic leader of a teenage pop stars fan club. Damn. Perhaps that's his greatest achievement, other than being the useless brother to his sister. That being said, I'm definitely excited to see how he develops as a character and as a samurai. There's also Kagura, who is still a bit of a mystery. We know about her incredible physical strength, lack of common sense, none, and that her home country is China. Her main goal here has been to earn enough money to go back to her country. This odd trio ran errands for people in Edo in the early chapters, which always end up with everybody being happy, but at times they get in trouble with the Shinsengumi. The Shinsengumi is the police in English, and by the way, they are the only ones allowed to carry and use weapons. But I don't know if just me, but it's very easy to antagonize them, because on one hand it seems like they are doing the Amanto's bidding, and on the other hand they have helped Jintoki on various occasions, so it's very conflicting. Also, for a brief moment, a man named Katasuji appeared. He caught my attention because I think he'll be one of Jintoki's biggest obstacles in the progression of this story. Hopefully, I can't wait to get into it. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I want to make Gintama the foundation of this channel. I know I was all over the place with this one, and I didn't know I was going to start a channel until 2 days ago, I think. And I'll make a part two when I get to chapter 120. Until then, I'll be reviewing other manga I loved and think that are still underrated. If I skip past any important stuff, let it be known in the comment section, and I'll try to improve on my scripting, breath control, speaking, and really all of it. And thanks for watching.